Now, although the automobile was not an everyday household item, they were starting to get popular before the 1900s. The majority of people that owned them were high-end. They were mainly a toy for the elite. But for those that were rich enough to actually get their hands on them, gas stations really weren't a thing until about 1907. So that raises the question, where exactly were these people getting gas before gas stations were a thing? So let's just say that you were a person of means, and you happened to get your hands on one of those new horseless buggies. Now, if you happen to get a model that didn't run on corn alcohol, and you needed gasoline, chances are that you would have to get gas at either a general store, a hardware store, a blacksmith, or a pharmacist. Now, I realize that some of those merchants sound a little bit odd for peddling gasoline, but keep in mind that those merchants already had a pre-existing relationship with refineries because they already sold things like kerosene and stove lighting fuels. The refineries saw them as a pre-existing network to start branching gasoline into. But as demand started to increase a lot faster than the refineries actually expected, safety started to decline. Keep in mind that these merchants were already busy running their everyday business. And although they had experience dealing with kerosene, generally they would sell kerosene cans and that was it. Where with gasoline, most gasolines were delivered in 5-gallon barrels, which meant that the merchants generally had to stop what they were doing and deliver the gasoline into whatever container the customer would show up with. Vendors started having huge problems with fire and other problems with large amounts of loss due to transferring fuel from one container to another. To resolve this, most successful gasoline merchants started building really large above-ground tanks, which seemed like a good idea at the time, but the problem is that safety still continued to be kind of the Wild West. So when those tanks went up, they had a tendency to take out the entire town, leaving the refinery to deal with tens of dollars in damage in the 1900s and also a huge PR issue on their hands. Eventually, it was decided that refiners would start opening their own dedicated gas stations, allowing them to control safety, development, and hopefully stop burning all the towns in the US down. Now, if you'd like, I can do a part 2 on the first 3 gas stations in the US. I say 3 because all 3 of them are sure that they're the first. I assure you 2 of them are not.